Okay, so today we're going to talk about figured bass versus slash chords and their inversions. When we talk about figured bass and slash chords in root position, we are looking at a D chord. It'll be the same notation for both of these. We have D in the bass, we have F sharp as the third, and we have A as the fifth. As we move over to our first inversion, what's going to happen is the D is going to jump up the octave. It is a sixth above the bass, which is now an F sharp. And you have an A in there. Now, the sixth you get from the figured bass notation. The F sharp in the bass you get from the slash chord. So you have to understand both of these. They work together to make sure that you can figure out where this chord goes. In the second inversion, you have a D 6/4 chord in figured bass, or you have a D over an A slash chord. So we know we're going to have an interval of a sixth from the root to the top note, from the bass to the top note. You also know that we're going to have another fourth interval from the bass to the top note. So in this case, we know by looking at the slash chord that the A is the bottom, the bass. We have a fourth above that, which is our D. And then we have a sixth above that bass, which is an F sharp. So the figured bass for each of these inversions matches up with a slash chord for each of these inversions. They mean the same thing. In each case, it tells you what the bass is, and it tells you where the other notes go, what the inversion is, and the distance from those notes. If we're going to practice some of these slash chords down here, we have a C chord with E in the bass. So let's start with our E in the bass. In a C chord, we have to have a G, and we also have to have a C. So that's how we're going to write out this slash chord notation. Here we have a B flat minor triad that we're building on D flat in the bass. So we know that we have a D flat in the bass. Above that, we have to have a B flat because it's a minor chord. And the note that is missing is an F. That F should be a third above B flat. So it's going to work just like that. And then we have an E flat chord with a B flat in the bass. So we're going to put our B flat in the bass down here. We know that we have to have an E flat in the chord. And we are missing a G in this triad. So you can set it up like that. So you have two first inversion chords and a second inversion chord there, written with slash chord notation.